Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to a class for new Muslims. My name is Nuruddin Africa. Today we're going to be talking about can we see Allah? Many people ask themselves often, you often hear people saying that God is talking to me or I have seen such and such. Therefore, today we're going to be learning about whether in Islam can you really see the creator of the heavens and the earth. Our objective of this lesson is to learn Allah cannot be seen or imagined, to compare Islamic teaching on seeing God with the Judeo-Christianity teaching, to understand the request of Moses to see Allah, to learn whether the Prophet Muhammad, may peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, saw Allah or not, to consider a vision of God in spiritual experience, and to learn about seeing Allah in afterlife. The human mind is a true marvel, but in certain areas it is limited. Allah is different from anything the human mind can think or imagine. The Jewish Torah teaches us that God is like man. For instance, in Genesis 1 verse 26 and 27 it says, "Then God said, let us make man in our own image and after our likeness." So God made man in his own image. Moreover, certain Christians put statues or image of an old white bearded man depicting God in their churches. Rendering images of God in Islam, it is impossibility and amounts to disbelief, as Allah tells us in the Quran that nothing resembles Him. For Allah says in Surah 42 verse 11, there is nothing like Him, but He is all hearer and all seeing. And again He says in Surah number 112 verse 4, there is nothing comparable to Him. The request of Moses to see Allah. Moses, to whom God spoke and gave great miracle, was chosen by Allah to be the prophet. It is said that Moses thought that since Allah used to speak to him, he might be able to actually see him if he asked. The story is in the Quran, where Allah tells us what happened. Allah tells us in the Quran from Quran chapter 7, verse number 403. And when Moses arrived at our appointed time, and his Lord spoke to him and said, "My Lord, show me yourself that I may see you." Allah said, "You will not see me, but look at the mountain. If it should remain in its place, then you will see me." But when his Lord appeared to the mountain, he rendered it level, and Moses fell unconscious. And when he awoke, he said, "Exalted are you, I have repented to you, I am the first of the believers." In this story, Allah made it clear that no one, including a great prophet Moses, can bear the sight of the divine, for Allah is too great to be grasped by human eye in this life. According to the Quran, Moses realized his request was an error, therefore he sought forgiveness from Allah. Prophet Muhammad did not see Allah in this life. Prophet Muhammad, may mercy and blessings of Allah be upon him, traveled in a miraculous journey in the heavens to meet Allah, and this journey was called Miraj. And people thought that since Prophet Muhammad spoke to Allah in this journey, he probably saw him too. One of the companions by the name of Abu Bakr asked him about it, and the Prophet replied, "There was only light, how could I see him?" What was the light he saw? He explained, "Surely Allah does not sleep, nor is it befitting for him to sleep. He is the one who lowers the scales and raises them. The deeds of the night go up to him before the deeds of the day, and those of the day before those and his veil is in the light. Vision of God in spiritual experience. Some people, including some who claim to be Muslim, report spiritual experiences where they have claimed to have seen God. Common reported experiences also include seeing light or a magnificent being seated on the throne. Such an experience is usually accompanied by dropping basic Islamic principles like Salah and fasting, under the mistaken opinion that such practices are only common people who had not had their type of experiences. One of the fundamental foundations of Islam is that the law revealed to Prophet Muhammad cannot be changed or cancelled. God neither makes lawful for some what he had made unlawful to others, nor he communicates his law through such experiences to people. Seeing Allah in the afterlife. In this life, we cannot see Allah, but a believer will see Allah in the next life. This is stated clearly in the Quran and in the Sunnah. The Prophet said, the day of resurrection is the first day where any eye or eyes will look at Allah, the mighty and exalted. Describing this event of the resurrection day, Allah states in the Quran, on that day, some faces will be bright, looking at their Lord. Prophet Muhammad was asked if we would see Allah in the day of resurrection. He replied, "Are you harmed by looking at the moon in its full?" No, he replied. Then he said, "Surely you will see him likewise." Seeing Allah will not be a favor that is additional to paradise on a Muslim who will dwell therein. As a matter of fact, the joy of seeing Allah for a believer will be greater than the joy of paradise combined together. The unbeliever, on the other hand, will be deprived from seeing Allah, and this will be a greater punishment for them than the pain that they will be suffering in hell. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, praise be to Allah, the Lord of the worlds. This is what we have heard for you on this show. Until we meet again on our next episode, I say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.